Hello, everybody. Welcome to LT Outdoors Sunday Night Live. I am just a hair late here tonight, getting on. Had a bunch of stuff to do before I could go live, but I am on. I was only a minute late, barely. So Gemma's trying to get in ready. So I'm going to try and share here on Facebook real quick. All right. There we go. Hey, sis. How you doing? Hope you're having a better day. I've got a few things to talk about tonight, guys. Hope I have a bunch of you here to chat with tonight. Also want to show you, I now have my own product wall. If you look over there in the corner, that is a pegboard there that Rick made up for me, which is really great. So now I can hang up all my stuff and then I know what I'm short on or what I'm good on. So hey there, Don. How you doing, buddy? All right, coming up, Gems. You big turd. But I hope you guys are all having a good week. I hope everybody's doing okay. Everybody's safe. Hey there, Mark. How you doing, buddy? It's been a decent week for me. Jenna's trying to lick my water. Hey there, Scott. How you doing, buddy? I've been mostly digging this week. It's been extremely hot. It's finally cooling down into the 70s, so it's pretty nice. I did go out today and film a trout fishing adventure. So I know there's been a few of you asking for that. You'll have that now. I'm finishing up the video tonight, and that'll be out for Wednesday. So I know for a fact that June and my buddy Steve House, they were wanting one. So, yep, got that coming up here quick. So that's good. This week I am hoping to do some traveling to do some digging. I am going to do some fishing too. This week I'll be fishing with Widowmaker Lures new jig, the Cannonball jig. I'll be fishing with the Cannonball jig, and I'm going to tip it with one of the new Freedom Baits 2-inch Hornets. I did test it out the other day, and I'll tell you what, those two go together insanely well. In the water, that Hornet looks really real. It looks like a wiggler. It's probably the closest imitation that you're going to find to a wiggler. So I was really happy to see that. I'm going to probably try and get on the Asable River to do that. I wanted to get on there this weekend, but this weekend is the Asable River canoe race. So there's just a ton of people on the river. I don't feel like dealing with that this weekend. So thanks, Rick. Appreciate it. Hey there, Ray. How you doing, buddy? Oh, good. That's good, brother. Glad to hear that, man. That's always a good thing. Hey, Asable Valley. How you doing? Oh, man, that's awesome. That is very awesome, dude. Yeah, the first weedy, a pocket watch is amazing for sure. I've found a couple of those in my life, but I tell you, the weedy, it's something that sticks with you. To me, the weedy is compared to bluegills. It's what we really dip ourselves in the water with and get ourselves interested in the hobby with. Bluegills for children, that's how they get started in it. And for me and most people, the weedy is one of the most exciting first coins that you can get. So it's good to cross that one off your list, and hopefully you find many more. What was the date on your weedy that you got there, Forge? It's always fun to get. I like getting anything in the teens, but I am always happy with any weedy. I do have a few really cool finds that from the week that I'll show you sitting here, but I'll talk about that later. I'll also be doing the giveaway drawing tonight for any of my patrons out there. You guys know how that goes. I'll do the little giveaway drawing on my phone, probably around 7:30. Hopefully more people are on so that they can see it. And yeah, I'll do the giveaway. Somebody will win some stuff. A 45. All right. Good year. That's a cool one. I've found, and I've never looked into it to see why. I'm going to assume that they made a lot of them that year, but the 44, when you get into finding a lot of Wheaties, the 44 it seems like a common one. I find a ton of 44s. I probably find just as many 44s as I do 58s. So Yeah, the 44 is kind of a common weedy. One thing I'll show you right now that I did, I am excited that I got. Yeah, the water temps, they get hot, and the fishing's still good, but everything shifts. You got to do things a little different. The panfish, for instance, the majority of them, yeah. In my video recently, I was tearing up the pumpkin seeds for the most part. Gemma, but the bluegills, you'll notice most of them go out deep. You're going to have to find them. It's best to have a fish finder of some sorts, because otherwise it can be heck trying to find them. But the bluegills are going to be in the deeper water. They're going to be suspended, usually 10 to 15 yards off the drop off is where you're going to find them. And they could be anywhere. Let's say you're in a lake that's 30 feet deep. They could be anywhere from 10 to 15 feet down, or even more. So it's just a matter of finding those schools of fish. But that's what it is. The bluegills in that will still bite like crazy, but you got to find them, and it can be tricky. In that hot water, they're going to be suspended. It's really no different than February ice fishing. You know, it's kind of that lull where everything gets a little harder, but it is doable when you can figure them out. So, hey Brian, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing good, man. I want to show you guys this right here real quick. You guys knew that I dug one, but the owner wanted me to give it back. I had to give back everything that day from that dig. So luckily, I found one of these on eBay. This is that Spiegel's token that I dug last week. I think it was last week, maybe the week before, but it was that $50 Spiegel token. Well, I ended up finding one on eBay. I paid $10 for it, but I'll tell you what, I was kind of broken when I had to get rid of this thing, because it was my very first store token, and I just wanted that. You know, to me, it's way more than worth. It means a lot more to me than that. This is just something cool that I wanted to hold on to. So I managed to find one on eBay. I did buy it, and now I'll have this for my collection. So even though I had to give the original away that I dug, at least I got one now. So it's cool to just have one in person, because I didn't want to lose it. You know, I didn't really care about the silver and the Wheaties. I mean, I did, but at the same time, that stuff I can replace. Now, Spiegel token like that, who knows if I'll ever see one again. So, oh, I gotcha. You are marking them, but yeah, that's the tricky part though. And again, I'm gonna say, just like I did, it's just like February, size down, man. That's the big thing, Scott. When I was slaying them in Muskegon, it was this time of year, and we sized down big time. Used tungsten jigs, like the ice fishing jigs, with a 1-inch gulp minnow or any 1-inch ice fishing plastic. Use the smallest stuff that you can right now, because those bluegills, when they do hit that point of suspending, they get finicky. And when they get finicky, you really got to work at them. But it's no different than February. It really isn't. So I have a little bit forged, because, well, I grew up in Oscoda, which is one of the biggest logging towns up here. So I dig in Oscoda quite often. I mean, it's my hometown, and I know it well. So I go there quite a bit. I have been getting a hold of some people trying to get permissions to get up there and dig in Mackinac, and a few places in Alpena, hopefully. But I'm just out. I'm asking everybody that I can to try and get new permissions. I would love to find places to dig and just recover more and more history. And eventually, I've even been writing down some of the Civil War states, and I'd like to hit West Virginia, hopefully by next spring. I would really like to get down there and look for some Civil War stuff. So that would be really good. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun scanning in the app and everything, and just seeing what it's all about. Speaking of scanning and evaluating coins, I have found, I'll have to look, because I sent the message to Rick, but so far my coin count right now is at, what am I at? $73.51 that I have dug this season, and that is only clad change. That's not Wheaties, that's not silver, that don't count any of that, or the half dollars, or none of the cool stuff. That ain't even counting Canadians. but I am at $73.51 worth of change that I have dug this season. So to me, that's pretty dang awesome. I have totally filled one vase and I'm working on a second vase. At this point, I've dug 816 pennies, 228 dimes, 140 quarters, and 151 nickels. So it's definitely a big record breaking year for me, but I've also never put the time into it as I have this year. So I'm really stoked to see everything going like it is. Hey, McParland, how you doing, buddy? Hey there, Mike. Hey, Sunfish. Oh yeah, yeah. It's awesome to get them. The other ones are tallied too. Like I've got the silvers and all that tallied up, but yeah. Oh, I really want to, McFarland. Trust me. I had a guy give me permission yesterday down in Monroe, and if I can gather a few permissions down that way, man, you guys have some good stuff going on in Monroe. So, hey, Brad, how you doing, brother? Thank you. Thank you much, man. I wanted to make sure you guys noticed too that I finally, as of today, mounted my perch up there. I had him done last weekend, but I didn't have him on a board or anything. So today I went out in the garden. I broke off a piece of my mom's favorite old stump that we have out there, and I hung him up on there. So that is my heaviest perch that I've ever caught. That thing was just shy of 2.5 pounds, almost 15 inches. So yeah, that was a really awesome perch. He is also on my clock. It's the biggest one on my clock right there. So yeah, I was really pumped to have that thing mounted, and I cannot wait to get my bluegill done too. My buddy Matt Shimming's still working on my bluegill, but when that's done, that's gonna go right up there too. And I'm psyched to just have my own mount wall. It's pretty crazy. I never thought in a million years I'd have anything mounted, so it feels really good. You got a lease in Monroe? Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, it's a fatty. It's a fatty. You know, I don't like keeping the females, but when I caught that giant, I wanted to get her. I wanted to get her mounted. Not to mention, it was caught on one of my lures. You know, the jumbo slammer tip up harness that I make for big perch. She was caught on it. I catch just about everything, all my biggest fish on those tip up harnesses. So, yeah, pretty epic. Pretty epic indeed. I do want to show you guys too. These are some of my other finds that we have here. Gemma's trying to eat everything, or at least lick it all, ain't you? If I can get the baggies open. I don't know why I put them in baggies. One thing I dug this week. Now, this is obviously not anything that's worth money, really, but to me, it's worth a lot because I never got a chance to go here as a kid. And I also never knew that they dated these things, but I managed to dig a Chuck E. Cheese token out of the water, which was awesome. This was in a lake. I dug a Chuck E. Cheese token, and it was from 1997. I didn't know they put the years on this, so that makes it even cooler. Now I really want to find more Chuck E. Cheese tokens from different years. So I thought it was awesome. But yeah, I found the Chuck E. Cheese token the other day, so that was really cool. You have a live yellow perch. That's cool. I used to have one when I was a kid in a fish tank, and it's fun to watch them grow. We grew one in the fish tank up to 12 inches. And then finally died, but that thing was in there a long time. Another thing that I dug this week, this happened to be the oldest find that I have ever dug in my entire life. I was not aware of this when I first dug it. I did know it was something awesome. And this was also in the water, same lake as the Chuck E. Cheese token. And this is actually from 1799. And I've never dug anything even close to that. I have dug, mid 1800s stuff, but I've never in my life dug a 1700s. So this was a good start for me to work my way down the ladder and get into those older years. But this is actually a George Washington. This is a George Washington funeral medallion. I never even knew they made these, but this is something they made when George Washington died so that he could be remembered. People could wear these around as a medallion on a necklace. So, yeah, they made these when he passed away in 1799. So that is, to me, just amazing. I never, especially in the state of Michigan, I knew if I would have went to like England or off to the east side of the US and stuff, I could find some old stuff, but never in Michigan did I think in a million years I could find something from the 1700s. So yeah, really excited about that, guys. This was definitely my favorite find of the week. A 1799 George Washington funeral medallion. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was just super cool. I was pumped. This was also one of my favorite things of the week is a danger blasting sign. This was off an old air base. So obviously you know what this is from. This is from a bombing range. So that just makes it really cool. To me, this is some really awesome old military memorabilia. So yeah, danger blasting. I was shocked. When I pulled this out of the ground, it was folded in half, and I really thought it was just a piece of junk, scrap, siding metal, because you dig a lot of that. But no, it was a blasting warning sign. So made out of Wisconsin too. So that's really cool. But that was another thing I dug this week. Your favorite president? Yeah, he's probably my favorite too, because I dig so much of his stuff. Hey there, John. I also dug this. When I dug this, Rick automatically heard of it, but I hadn't. It was Watkins, which is a company that made they made a lot of like medicines. Gemma. They made medicines. They made bath stuff. They ended up making a lot of different things, but they've been around since the 1800s. So who knows how old this cap is? But I know it's really old from the emblem and everything. And it's a tin cap. They don't make tin caps anymore. This is definitely really old. So that was cool. Hey there, Jack. How you doing, buddy? And then last but not least, this is a button that I dug this week. I have no idea what it's all about. I don't know what that little marking is or that emblem or whatever. No idea. But it's just a pretty button. And it's got the little thing on the back for running the string through. So yeah, just a pretty either copper or brass button. Not sure, but I dug that. And it was also in the water, same lake as the George Washington funeral token, and also the same as the Chuck E. Cheese token. So yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, they made a lot of, I researched them to find out a little bit about the company, and they made a lot of different stuff. They made a lot of stuff over the years. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I like to find anything like that, anything that's got history, anything with age, or anything that can tell a story, really. So in the fishing world, guys, like I said, for those of you that missed it, I know some of you were asking for a trout fishing video. So I did go out today. One thing I will say, I was a little bummed. The drought did a little worse wear on the fish, I think, than I had imagined. Hey there, Dan. How you doing, buddy? I knew that our drought at one point had put the streams lower than I'd ever seen them before. But at the same point, the water's back up. I thought everything would be fine, but I really think that drought killed off a lot of our fish, because today when I was out, I didn't see not even half or 3/4 of fish that I usually do. So I had it planned today to keep a whole nice limit of trout and then bring them home and cook them. But when I started seeing less and less of the fish, I decided just to throw everything back. I'm not going to put any more wear on the species than I have to. If a drought did some damage to them, I'm not going to add to that damage. So I did release everything today. However, I caught some beautiful fish. I caught probably the biggest brookie was about 14 inches. It was awesome. And I caught probably 5 or 6 other good ones and 2 rainbows. So, I mean, it was a decent day, but I definitely usually do way better. And I didn't even see that many fish. So that really had me worried and made me decide not to keep them. So it's always fun just to catch them anyway. But I hope you're doing good there, Dan. It's been a long time, man. Yeah, I don't know if there is, but I can, if any of you on here are selling a used Mine Lab metal detector, make sure you let us know, because McParland's brother wanted one. So yeah, Mine Lab makes some good ones. Yeah, but the thing is, John, you got to remember too, on some of these little tiny streams, there is no such thing as deeper, bigger water. These real tiny streams out here in the country don't go to anything. They don't lead to anything bigger or deeper or faster. So, it's I understand that they will go to deeper water if they can, but some of these streams they only go so far, and they don't go into the lakes. They don't go into anything really. They're spring fed, and it's not good. It's not good. So yeah. If you're talking about the walleye, Mark, honestly, I haven't tried it myself, but I'm sure it's simple. I have heard of a lot of people that have. Because of the depth of that spillway right there, I would cast in the spillway, especially when they've got the dams, the walls up, and the water's pretty slow, which it seems like it always is at 5 channels. But I would go there in the evening and I would cast X wraps or flicker shads. But I would throw them babies out there and just twitch them back in, man. Give them a couple reels, jerk, jerk, couple reels, maybe jerk, jerk, jerk 3 times or 2. You're gonna hammer the walleyes. They go in there every single evening. So I need to go do a video myself. Problem is, it's hard for me to do a video at night because no matter what, the lighting sucks. I mean, eventually maybe I'll be able to afford to get some sort of tripod outdoor light or something. But other than that, there's really no way to have an outdoor night video, with a GoPro. The GoPro's the worst in the dark. So yeah, the ones around Lumberman's, I've never in my life seen a trout in, though. Those are little dinky spring streams. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it, buddy. Ugh, I didn't realize I had the thing set on money again. I don't know why it does that. It shouldn't even allow people to put ads in a live. No, Fletcher's ain't dried up. No, Fletcher's is fine. There's tons of fish in Fletcher's too. In fact, I talked about this, so I won't go into too much detail because I talked about it a couple weeks ago or last week even. But Fletcher's is darn near overpopulated right now with panfish. You'd be amazed how many are in there, and a lot of them are getting stunted. So, yeah, I'd get in there and catch them for sure because there's a lot of them. But yeah, the fishing this week, guys, if you watched my videos, I did get out and I did some bluegill fishing. I did some bass fishing. It all went good. I caught a ton. The panty pounders and pig pounders are just slaying fish. As you can see on the back wall here, Rick made me a pegboard. So I'm now able to hang up all my stuff, which is really great. Now I can tell how many I have in stock, and I'm able to, it tells me what kind of colors I need to order and stuff too, which is great. It definitely helps out in the long run. And then if I have a store order, I can take all the pegs down and run them to the store if need be. So it's pretty nice to have. And I'm hoping pretty soon I'll have a secondary pegboard that I'm going to swap that rack out with, and I'll put all the panty pounders on that and all the pig pounders on that. So it should be really good. Oh, geez. Hey, it's okay, Jack. It happens. But yeah, the fishing though has been pretty good. If you guys are looking for largemouth, if you've seen in my video, basically any lily pads, any kind of structure this time of year, the largemouth, they're still going to be pretty shallow, but they're looking for structure. And if you can find some deep water structure, like right off the edge of the drop or right near the drop, it's best. But basically any structure that they can find, they're going to be under it for shade. They don't like that super hot stuff. They don't like to be in the sun so much. So they will be under those for shade. Same goes for the pumpkin seeds. They don't like to go deep like the bluegills do a lot of times. So they will be up in the shallower water under those lily pads. You'll be amazed. I mean, there's some giant pumpkin seed sunfish under the lily pads up close to shore. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, that's what you can do. Just search for the lily pads. I know a lot of people don't like to fish around them because it's easy to get hooked in them. But if you fish with lures like the pig pounder or the panty pounder or anything else really that's weedless or semi-weedless, you can get out of them because they basically swim right through those things. And if you do get hooked up, they come off real easy. I've never actually broke off on a lily pad with one of those. So it works out nice. Also, I will be adding back to the list of stores. Wellman's is back on there for any of you that are interested, or if you live in this area. Wellman's Bait and Tackle got a hold of me the other day. The new owner, Roger, has finally taken true ownership of the store. It's all been said and done and in paperwork and everything. So he made his order. I went in and restocked him up. So he does have panty pounders and pig pounders at the moment. And he'll probably have my ice fishing stuff again this winter as well. And speaking of ice fishing stuff, I will be coming out with a new lure this year. It's going to be a new updated version of the Gator Grabber. And this time, because I've had a lot of complaints from people with pike saying they don't like to use monofilament, I am going to make one out of a wire leader. It's going to be costly. It's definitely going to cost more than what my normal Gator Grabbers are, and that's because the cable that you have to buy, it has to be tieable wire leader. It's not cheap. It is very, very expensive, even for a small spool. So I will have it though, and you ain't gonna break on it. The stuff that I got is made for sharks. So, hey there, Joe. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing good, man. Hopefully you've been able to get out and fish. That's great. Yeah, it was nice to see you guys were out and at it, man. But yeah, it was it was really nice of Rick to make me up that rack right there, and it's working out great. So yeah, S Lake's fun. The only thing I don't like though, I mean, S Lake is so dang clear, and the fish, I mean, I've done good on walleye in there and some of the bass, but those fish seem to be deep, especially this time of year. So it can be kind of hard to find them. I did, Don. I couldn't find any, but I mean, I have thousands of caps in this house, and they're all in different bins and stuff. I might have a few buried in somewhere, but I don't think I have a box specifically of those Mad Dog or Red Dog caps. So, but if you're looking for any, I have a lot of reddish colored caps. I just don't think I have any of the Red Dog. So, oh yeah, well, hopefully you can soon, man. It's definitely that's how you need to live and calm down and just take a breather, man. We all need it. Well, that'll be nice, man. Getting a camper going and stuff would be good. I'm trying to plan a trip up to St. Ignace and Mackinac City for digging. I want to get up there and try to find some stuff. So, designing some new lures on the live stream. I think I did. I think I mentioned it last week, Johnny. Why, you got some questions on it, or? Yeah, some of I can't really go into specifics on some of them, but I will say, like I said a minute ago, about the wire leader for the Gator Grabbers, because that way people don't break off so easy. Next spring, I'll be coming out with a new, it's going to be an updated version of the pig pounder with a whole new plastic. It's going to last longer. It's going to be a lot more tear resistant, bigger hooks, the whole 9 yards. Everything's going to be bigger and better on it next year. I will still have my panty pounders are all going to stay the same because those things are just awesome. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I will be keeping them all the same, but I am trying to come out with some new versions of things, and some of the new stuff that I've got ideas for, I can't really talk about just because I know I've got people following that like to copycat. So I just can't, I don't want people taking my ideas before I have a chance to get them going myself. So, but it is going to be great, and it'll be a fun year for sure. I can't wait to come out with the new lures, because the pounders are doing so good this year. Next year, I will probably limit the colors a little more. I'll have more of the website colors, and the colors that I do get rid of, I'll keep the Smurf blue, but this blue ice one will probably go away, because what's the point in having two different blue colors? Same with the what was it? There's a couple colors. I have the green, I have chartreuse, and I have one that's alien slime. No use in having two. So I'm going to try and make things easier. You'll still be able to get some of the same ones on the website, but I will be trying to limit it. It'll make it easier for me to get into stores too. So Oh, that's awesome, Ian. How you doing, buddy? Lake St. Clair always sounds like fun. Um, I did talk about that a while back, I think, Johnny. I am still working on it. I've got the stuff to make it. So that will be a thing, but they're not gonna, that kind of stuff, anything that has to do with open water, like the no swallow things, it's not gonna be an ice fishing thing. Any of my open water things, they're not gonna come out till the spring. I mean, it's so late in the season right now, I don't see a point in bringing things out at this point. So I'd rather just have like a big blowout, next, let's say April, where I just bring out all the new stuff. I'll probably have 3 new lures or something come next April. So, and probably lots of new things going on with Freedom Baits and Widowmaker as well. So that'll be cool. And for those of you, I know some of you were not on here last week. Widowmaker now gave me a code. So if you are on Widowmaker, you can look up, you can type in, I've got a code that I posted on my description on the page here that you can put in and get yourself 10% off. So you might as well use it because it's always great to save some money, and that's site-wide. Yep, hunting seasons are coming fast too. So, oh, you're welcome, Johnny. Yeah, it's I was just saying that to Rick the other day. It's crazy to think that I will be hunting in just about a month, pretty much a month from now. I can be out hunting. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'll still be doing a lot of fishing and a lot of metal detecting, though. I'm going to probably try to metal detect more this fall than I will anything else. So, I've got a lot of big plans for that. Oh, that's crazy, Mike. As much as you love being out there, that's shocking. Yeah, the guys up here are all getting ready too for all that stuff. But my next hunting season that'll be coming up will be goose season and early teal, which starts September 1st, as well as snipe. I'll be out for snipe. My snipe hunts will start early September. So, yeah, thanks for that, Robert. Yeah, tomorrow is the last day, guys, for the red, white, and blue sale that they got going on for Freedom Baits. So you got to make sure you get on their website, check it out. If you buy any colors of red, white, or blue, part of your, I think it's 20% of your total gets put in as a donation towards the Hero Fishing Fund. So it's just a good fund. It goes towards all kinds of heroes. It's veterans of any kind. So yeah, you make sure you help them out if you get a chance. A good shore fishing catfish rod. I really like, for catfish, I would say my favorite rod is my Berkeley Cherrywood. They make it in a heavy medium, which is really nice. You can get your regular, they have all the Zebco cat rods and that, but honestly, I have to say my favorite all-around rod, especially for cats, though, is the Berkeley Cherrywood. It's a real good price. I mean, they're like $20 in most stores, but they hold up good, and I've caught a ton of fish. You guys see me using my Cherrywood all the time, so that's what I recommend. Get yourself a medium-heavy Berkeley Cherrywood, and you'll have a blast with the cats. Yeah, the sturgeon fishing will be fun for sure. Oh, it's time for me to do my giveaway here, guys. So I'll get the drawing going. If I can find the app. Hopefully it doesn't play some stupid song. Hey there, Bill. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'll do my drawing here for the patrons. Come on. If I can get it to work. It's got to play an ad first. Go figure on that one. Oh, I'll definitely let you know on the broadheads too, McFarland. They asked me the other day, actually, if I was going to be doing a video for them. And I told them yes, but I don't like to shoot my bow a minimum like the month before season, because so much can happen at any time to bounce that bow around or something and just knock those sights off. So even if the bow has been sighted in since last year, I like to go out and practice shoot it the month before the season instead of any time before that, because I just don't like taking the chances. All right. Here we go. All right, spinner's going. I don't know why the music ain't going tonight, guys, but it's going to pick out the patron winner here. Kevin Boyles. I haven't talked to him in a while. He hasn't been on here in a while either, but he is one of the patrons, so I will get a hold of him. And congratulations to Kevin. Kevin was the one that won tonight for the patron giveaway. So again, I appreciate everybody that gets on my patron. I'll make sure I message Kevin so he knows. And I'll send him out some oh, I'm sorry about that, Mike. Yeah, that can be really hard. We've got a lot of stuff going on right now too, as far as sickness in the family and stuff. That stuff just sucks. It's never fun. So, hey there, John. Yeah, that makes for a really tough time. Sorry to hear that, dude. But this week, guys, like I said, I am gonna try. I will be getting out fishing again. I'm gonna try and get to one of the smaller rivers up here to do some pan fishing. I'm not gonna name names offhand right now, but I will be getting out this week to do some pan fishing with. I'll be using some of the plastics from Freedom Baits as well as some of the ice jigs from Widowmaker Jigs, and I'll be doing a video on that, switching things up a bit. I know I can get them on my panty pounders too, but I might as well show you that you can also get them on their lures. So I got to keep up with that too. Also this week, guys, I'm going to try and do some digging in a couple different counties. I just got permission from Jen and Mark McKinley to get on here. They're going to let me dig in McKinley there at their property, so that should be fun. Yeah, you did. Yep. Rob caught a lot of good fish yesterday on the panties, so they had fun. Hey there, Brandon. How you doing, buddy? I still got to send out your stickers. I've got them sitting there. I had to go buy. I didn't realize I was out of envelopes, and I kept forgetting to get envelopes, so I went out and got those. But yeah, it's fun to shoot year round. I mean, I used to shoot a lot, honestly, when I was younger, especially with the compound. I'd go out and play with it all the time. I'd shoot darn near every day, but like I said, I will be shooting with mine. I've got it planned to do. I want to do a really good video on them because I obviously don't want to. I don't want to half. I'm not gonna say the bad word, but I'm not gonna half butt it. You know, I got to make a good video for these guys. They sent me a good product, so I got to get out and make a good video. I have showed you guys what the product looks like, so I can tell right now they're going to fly true. And from the videos that I've seen through them, their broadheads, man, they'll pound through like plywood and everything, and it doesn't slow them down. I mean, they just hammer through them. So, like I said before, though, I will mention it again. It's Sinister Broadheads. So you can check them out on Instagram. They've got awesome videos of their broadheads just smashing through stuff. But what I like about them too is they're already ready to go. I mean, you don't have to do anything with O-rings or anything like that. As soon as they hit something, they're going to open up like that. So they're pretty awesome. I always like to shoot Rage, but this year I'll be shooting theirs. I like to help any kind of smaller businesses that I can anyway. So, hey, Jen, how you doing? I actually just got done talking about you and Mark. Yeah, well, like I said too, if you get a chance, check them out on Instagram because you can see you'll be able to see on the Sinister Broadheads the hole that they make through things. It's pretty awesome. I mean, that's what I liked about my Rage is they made a big hole, and the best thing about that is it slows them down and gets them. I mean, they fall quick. I've never had to literally track my deer. My bucks go down so fast that I've never had to track them. It's really great. I think the furthest that my deer have gone with a bow in the past 6, 7 years was probably 30 yards. So, oh, it's all good, Jen. It's all good. I was just talking about how I want to get down and metal detect up there in McKinley around that area. So that would be fun. I also reached out to some people today trying to get permission to dig up in Mackinac and Alpena. I'm going to keep reaching out to people and trying to get permissions wherever I can. So I really want to try and find some of the oldest stuff that I possibly can. It's difficult in our state because, there really isn't that much old history in the state of Michigan other than trappers and the old Native American stuff. And Native Americans didn't use metal so much. So, but I do pretty good for what we got going on in our state. So, yeah, I think things are good. But hopefully you guys enjoyed my videos that I did this week. I did have video bass fishing and a panfish video. I'm hoping to change things up here soon, guys. My one buddy, Troy, I keep waiting on him to get me out walleye fishing. It hasn't happened yet. Hopefully soon, though, I would like to at least get one video going out there. If you haven't seen it already, I know Jen hadn't yet, but my perch, I finally got it done today. I went and broke off a piece of my favorite stump out in the front yard and mounted that perch on there. That is the heaviest perch that I ever caught. It was almost 2.5 pounds. That is also what is mounted or up there in my hands on the clock. So yeah, the biggest one up there. That was a lot of fun. And that was on Long Lake in Alpena. If any of you are wondering, the video is on my YouTube channel. So it's a lot of fun. I was hoping to get out on Long Lake last year and ice fish too, because you don't catch a lot of fish on Long Lake, but the fish you do get are pretty awesome quality. So it's, to me, it makes it fun. I'd rather catch 10 or 12 big perch than 100 small ones. So yeah, I just don't like, I don't know, man. Rifle season and that, it just gets too loud. The deer are just out running, and I like when they're still calm, they're in their natural habitat. You get to watch them doing their normal day-to-day things. It's just more fun to me, especially during the rut, getting to watch them all do their thing without getting blasted at by everybody and their brothers. Bow season to me is just so much fun. Yeah, it's definitely a pig. That thing's huge. Yeah, I have never caught a perch that heavy, so thanks, Jen. I thought that was cool. Yeah, I checked it out, Brandon. I couldn't see it right away because I had to wait until I was added to the. It was one of those group pages, so I had to be part of the group before I could even look at it. But I don't know if you've seen it, but the other day I found that right there is a 1799 funeral token for George Washington. So I dug that the other day in a lake. That was something I never ever expected, and it is my oldest find ever. So yeah, never in my life have I found anything from 1700s. So that was really cool for me. I have dug a lot of 1800 stuff. Almost weekly I get something from the 1800s, but never ever in the 17s. So that was great. It definitely does. It does look. Simcoe, the perch up there seemed to average that. That is true. There are a lot of hidden lakes up that way. No, I haven't been looking much, Robert, because I only got about 60. I think there was 65 bucks. I've got the money in my drawer over there, but I definitely have a long way to go. But I still want to get that. I still want to get that Remington 870 Super Mag. That's still my gun of choice if I can. But thanks, Rob. Oh yeah, there you go, John. That's perfect for fishing. I can't say the name of the lake, Brandon. If I did, any of the detectorists that watch my channel would hop right on in it. But it's definitely crazy old. But this is what I think though. In a lake, in most lakes, I have found stuff from mid 1800s. So you figure if one of those guys, let's say someone was hanging out 1850 on, let's say, Venetton Lake, they were hanging out on that lake, and they might have that token, or that was used as a medallion. So maybe they were wearing it. It could easily drop off. It'd be nothing for them. That's 1799. Isn't that far from 1850? So there's definitely a chance, but it's slim. We don't find that kind of old stuff up here, so it definitely blew me away. I mean, if I can get an Indian head penny from the 1800s, usually that blows my mind. But to get that right there, I am going to cherish that thing forever. So 17 and 3/4. That's a monster. That's a monster. I've never, never caught one that big. My biggest was a little bit quarter. That was 14 and 3/4. My biggest was 15, but it was not that heavy. It was not as big around. So that's why I kept that one right there. My friend, she's got one that was 17 that she mounted off of Hubbard Lake, but that's a rarity. That's a big fish. But I'm also hoping, as I said, I want to fish a small river this week for panfish. And then I also want to fish the Asable River this bass and rock bass, except this time I want to use Widowmaker Lures Cannonball jigs, which are awesome. They have a long shank Aberdeen hook. I mean, they are just great for jigging small baits. I want to jig those with the new tomahawk from Freedom Baits, the 2-inch tomahawk. So that's going to be epic, especially on the river. Oh man, that'd be cool. You got some good bucks out there? I've heard of some nice ones in the thumb. 16 and 3/4 a monster for sure. Somebody just got a 16 in Venetton the other day, and I guess 14s have been common lately. So, yep, I need to get out and do a perch video too. It's getting to be that time of year. Perch fishing gets better in September, but this time of year it starts getting better. August is a good month for perch fishing. September's the best though. Oh man. See, the problem is, Mark, I would love that. And I've had offers already for St. Clair for muskie, and I'm dying to do it, but it's such a dang drive, man. It's unbelievable how far. It doesn't seem like it should even be that far, but because we have so many roads that we have to take just to get to the main roads where I'm at, it takes a long time. I'm like an hour from Tawas, which is stupid because it's not that far. It's just, it takes a long way to get anywhere up here. It really does. That's the only bad part about living where I live. It takes a long time to get anywhere. So I think it's to get down to St. Clair, it was 3.5 hours. So yeah, that's a big perch anywhere for sure. Yep. In my opinion, any perch that's 14 and up is just a slab. I mean, you're not gonna. Those are the giants. And I do like to throw them back. I say it time and time again. If you guys watched my ice videos last winter, you'd see that I did throw some 14s back, but I prefer, I like to keep them if they're 8 to 12, but that one right there I kept because I wanted the mount. That was going to be the first mount that I ever had done, but it took 3 years to get done. So that bass got done before it. And my buddy Matt's still working on my bluegill. When that gets done, that's going to hang up right there by the perch. So super excited for that to happen. It's going to be great. Really looking forward to it. I'm hoping this year too, if you watched my recent panfish video, you'd see that I caught that giant sunfish. And man, it was so hard to not keep that thing. But this year I will keep at least, I'm going to keep a sunfish to get mounted. My buddy Matt Shimming only charges $12 an inch, and that's a heck of a deal. So if I can get me a 10-inch sunfish, it's only like $120 right there to get, and he does a beautiful job. He's the one that did that beautiful gadwall right there. So yeah, he does a good job, and his fish are outstanding too. So I'm really looking forward to having him do a sunfish for me this year. But I want it to be perfect. I got to get the prettiest pumpkin seed that I can, and I want it to be like a 10-incher. So that would be epic. I do see people posting pictures sometimes. They'll try to say, oh, I just got an 11-inch sunfish. This thing's huge, and it'll be a red ear. Red ears are a whole different ball game. An 11-inch red ear is not that uncommon. Red ears get big. In fact, I don't even keep a red ear unless it's like close to 10 inches. They are a very big fish. So that's the whole point of having the red ear sunfish. They're a super hybrid, and they grow fast and big. We have only a few lakes. There's, I think, 2 or 3 up my way that they've stocked them in. But for the most part, you can only get red ears downstate. Jackson County's got a lot of them, Washtenaw. But up here, nah, we don't have red ears. So a lot of people will try to say they've caught red ears when they get a pumpkin seed just because it's got a red speck on its ear, but it's a sunfish. Sunfish have them. So there's a lot of differences in the fish. See, that's perfect. That's awesome, McParlin, because that's what I don't want to do either. I don't like shooting anything under 8. That's my jam. That's what I try to do. I do have a good spot that I'm going to try for probably the first week of the season this year is I've got a permission where she's having issues with a buck, and I got the buck on camera last year when I was trapping, and it's a monster, and it's pretty dumb. I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty dumb. The thing was coming into her yard, jumping her fence and getting in with the chickens, and when I went there to check the traps, the thing would let me darn near walk up to it, and it was a monster. So I am going to try and get that buck this year if I can. She wants it gone because he keeps breaking down her fence. So yeah, that's on my, he's big. Last year he was, I think, 10 points, and they were big 10. Like his beams were awesome. He had probably 8-inch brows. He was great. So hey, that sounds good to me, McParlin. That'd be fun. Have to plan it out. I can come there for a weekend or something and bring the broadheads. We both both go out and try to get a buck. That'd be fun. That's my favorite thing about hunting, guys. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are brown it's down, and I am so far against that. I do love shooting a buck, but I won't shoot them unless they're quality. And there's something about that. If you can handle yourself enough to not shoot every buck that comes into your sight, it says a lot about you. Plus, it gives you a better sense of feeling. You get more respect for the animals. And I'll tell you, when you pass on let's say a small 4 comes in, and you're able to watch that buck come in, feed, play around, he'll rub on some bushes and stuff. It's a guarantee you're going to get to see him do some of these things. There is nothing like it. There is nothing better than watching the deer do their natural thing. And, passing bucks like that just to watch. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. Watching those bucks is a blast. I have passed up on 8s if they're small 6s. I mean, if it's just a little basket buck, I like to just pass, and it's fun. It's exciting, and by the time they get past, I just get a great feeling of gratitude that it's hard to explain. Just knowing that I was able to pass that deer up, that I had it in me, that I didn't need to shoot it, and that I was just out there to enjoy the experience. That's what it's all about. That's, to me, what hunting is about, is out there to enjoy it. Yeah, it's about getting food too, but if you're quiet and especially patient, you'd be amazed how many more deer you're going to see. It's the guys that go out and shoot the very first deer that they see. They might not, they'll say that they can't get a big buck, but it's because they shoot that first deer. They aren't giving a chance to see the other deer come in. So I understand too, if you're in an area that has overpopulation of does, which, don't get me started on that. I don't really agree with overpopulations unless it's in certain areas where the deer have no place to live. But In situations where this does arise, you do have to take out the does if there's way too many. And I don't have a problem with that either. I don't mind taking a doe and a buck in a season. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's just good to get out and got to have some meat for sure. So yeah, I've been seeing some twins lately too, Rob, but it's weird. They were so late this year. It's, normally, I mean, they must have rutted later than ever. It was crazy. Yeah, early season is hard to beat. It is so peaceful. So peaceful. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it drives me nuts too. I can't stand it. And I try not to get into it too much because I don't want to. Obviously, I have to watch myself on here. I don't want to upset viewers and lose viewers and things like that. But, I do have to. I do have to speak my part because the whole point of me having a channel is to share my views and my, everything that I experience in life. And just out of experience, that's how I feel with the deer thing. I do really feel like it's important to pass on, especially younger deer, let them go, pass on them, be patient. You're going to gain more experience. You're going to learn so much more about the deer. You're going to get to see things that people may never see in their life. If you just sit there, be quiet, watch and experience what's going on around you. Cause that is exactly what it's about. That is what it's all about. You got to get out, you got to sit and just be patient and enjoy it. I mean, if you're not going to do that, what's the point in going hunting in the first place? Some people go hunting and they complain about it, but the whole point of it is to enjoy and relax and take in nature. So yeah, way too many, Brad. And the craziest part is you never even know who they're going to be. So I have to watch it. I used to go with the rule that if they got a beard, I ain't got to watch it, but I've seen some bearded men lately that'll throw it at me. So yep, that's a good way to go. Yep, good way to go. I mean, as far as kids go, I don't get mad at that at all. A kid, for my first year, this is just me. For my first year, I wanted it to be something special. I didn't shoot my first buck until I was 25, I think, 26 maybe. I went a long time without shooting a buck. And the reason I did that is I never seen one I wanted to take. I seen spikes. I seen little 4 points. I seen a 6 once. And I almost took the 6. I was close, but I didn't want to. I wanted my first deer to be something that I would remember the rest of my life. Now, for little kids and stuff, sure, take what to them would be a trophy, what to them would give them that feeling of gratitude and excitement, but try to learn from that, try to work and build from that. Don't, I've even seen grown-ups do this. Don't go out one year, get a spike, be all pumped and consider it a trophy, and then the next year go out and get another spike and consider it a trophy. I mean, try to one up yourself. Got to have some kind of boundaries. That's just how it should be. But I went a long time without shooting one. I'd shoot a doe if I had to. And we were a poor family. We ate a lot of venison if we didn't have, because we darn sure couldn't afford beef. So I went out and I'd get a doe every year if I had to. I would wait, though, till the end of rifle season. I would go all through bow season not shooting anything. And then if I had to, I would go to rifle. Sometimes I'd take a doe in bow season just because I wanted to get something, but I wouldn't take, I could hold myself back and not take those little bucks. And I'll tell you, there is no better feeling in the world when you can realize you have the strength to do that. It's really amazing. Oh, I agree 100%, Brad. I agree. Yep. It's bad management. I got going really bad 2 weeks ago on here, man. I ranted for a long time on my views, and yeah, I have a lot to say about that. Well, thank you, Bill. Thank you. I feel it does too. I mean, you grow a better love for them too. I mean, just watching a buck in front of you, a young buck coming out and doing his thing, you get to, you enjoy the deer. You get to feel as though you're part of his life because you're watching him do his normal day-to-day stuff. It's truly amazing. And you don't become one-on-one with nature until you truly can hold back and just enjoy what's in front of you. That's the way it is. But my time is up, guys. I got to finish up today's trout fishing video so I can have it out for Wednesday. But I hope you guys enjoyed this evening's talk. I enjoyed talking with all of you. Hopefully we can do this again every Sunday. And again, thank you so much, everybody that hopped on here. I appreciate and love y'all. And I hope you guys have a great night.